Hello, welcome in. Get out the cold. Remember, shoes off at the front door. Get some snacks and come take a seat. And join us here in the Music Shack with both
Ray.
and Jack. And we're back with a new episode after 2 weeks break and a little bit couple days afterwards. We've been really busy. There's a lot been happening. There's a lot to talk about. And there's a lot of kind of there's a wide range of things this week, and most, to be fair, it is mostly just about our experiences at shows, but there is some really...
Jack and I have been on a break because we've been going to concerts and we're too tired to record, which is very on brand for this podcast, to be fair.
Like, we go out and get experiences so we can feed them back. Would we really be a music shack? Would we really be a music shack? Would we really be a music podcast if we didn't just constantly like go see concerts and like enjoy music?
It is also peak concert season, so fair. Me and Jack went to the same concert in two different cities recently. I think we talked about this on the last podcast, so if you did listen to the last podcast, you already know what I'm talking about. But I was in the UK for a bit, and it happened to align with when Gracie was doing Good Riddance tour over there, so I got to see her. Slay. I saw her in London. Jack saw her in Glasgow. We both had VIP. Jack had barricade and I had balcony. So we had a little bit different experiences. I don't know, Jack. What do you want to talk about your experience of Gracie barricade?
Okay. So Gracie barricade, or barricade in general, this is the first time I've actually achieved barricade. I've tried so many times and I've come second row so many times, but this is
Maisie London.
Maisie London. Maisie London, Maisie Edinburgh. A lot of Maisies. And it was so exciting. Like, there was a lot going on at this show. With Gracie, there's been a lot of like fainting and stuff going on at concerts. So Glasgow was really going like overboard in the water and stuff, which is good.
That's good, yes.
But there was it was like constantly like you were being like kind of handed water constantly to like hand back to people, and you were like, I'm just trying to watch the show. Like it was like every, like usually they do it kind of in between breaks of songs, but they were doing it during songs and people were getting really quite annoyed about it. But to be fair, it was kind of needed. Like someone had passed out during the sport, and that's like, it's crazy because it was so cold, and Zeros is such a, it's like slow music, and it's not really something, but it's just due to the queuing and stuff. But barricade was super fun. I met a friend. As usual, nice. I always don't get their socials, and honestly don't know where they are nowadays. I tried to convince them to
I
go
told
Maisie,
you that last week. You were like, oh, I'm just gonna be all alone, and I'm like, just talk to the person next to you and you will make a friend. Like, the same thing happened to me at Gracie. I mean, I was with somebody, but like there was two other girls in front of us that we talked to a lot, which was nice.
No, it's like,
but anyway,
we were literally, I sat maybe next to her for like, or them for like maybe 2 hours, and you know what, you just like, you know what, you want to say something but you just don't. And I think we made a comment about something and we just kept talking, and
oh, that's nice.
we went inside, and there was a lot of fight for like barricade once early entry came in, but we were trying to get merch and stuff, so we're like, oh, we'll hold barricade, and like we were like trying to keep each other's spot and stuff. So it was, I'm glad someone was there, because
that's
trying to
so
get merch
good. Yeah,
with like fighting against barricade is a nightmare. But it was
when
really
I do
nice
that,
experience.
I always just get merch after, which then you have to wait forever if you go after. So yeah, it's good that you were able to do that.
Was great. I was like, to be fair, I'm gonna have to wait anyway, because I was trying to meet Gracie afterwards, but I was honestly like, I just really I cannot be bothered going through that. And I was maybe going to get a poster, but then I decided against it. But no, I mean, it was really good, and I love Gracie, like one of my top probably like 5 artists, and to be able to experience her for the first time at Barricade, and at like still a smaller capacity, was something that was really special. I've got my tiny tote bag in the background with my "This is what it feels like" friendship like bracelet type thing, and my bow.
God, cute.
And it's so funny. I when I was walking to the concert to like line up, you're like, oh, who's actually going to this concert? And you just see like a bunch of like,
you can tell.
yeah, because it's just the bows. You see them everywhere, and it's so funny because you can tell who's actually going.
So I went to London Night too, and we were in London the day before as well, and we were just on the tube, and we like 4 girls get on with bows in their hair at the station. It wasn't like close to the venue or anything, and we're like, oh, we wonder where they're going.
It's so funny because you can like, artists have their thing that you can like tell fans by, but Gracie's is so obvious because it's like this big massive bow in people's hair.
Maisie's has become the tennis skirt. Like everyone wears tennis skirts to her concerts now, and like I guess that's just like become a thing recently, but that's fun.
It's that and like lyric t-shirts or like
lyric t-shirts and witch hats and
literally that's literally like going to a Maisie concert. That's what you'll see. But no, I honestly like don't know how to sum it up other than like it was genuinely like such a beautiful experience. We
love that. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, I was so nervous, but like it was honestly like everyone was really nice. Yeah, like we had just had a good experience. The way we were kind of positioned at Barricade, we were so obviously with Gracie's stage, the staging is beautiful, by the way. I love the light bulbs and like how it all plays out, and
it's
like
so beautiful, but
stunning.
I feel like sometimes the lighting is kind of bad, like on her face. Like specifically when the lights are blue, it looks better from further away. Personally. But yeah.
It's when they all walk off stage at the end and the light stays on and it waits till like, and then it like flicks off and the music's it's stunning. But you know, you're so right, like when she was at the keyboard and stuff, like there is like, it's just like darkness, like because she's in front of all the lights. But so we were positioned to the right, so the keyboard, the microphone, and then we were kind of towards the right hand side, so we didn't really see her too much, unless she was kind of out like walking about performing. But because we had the open space, we were kind of getting the most interactions, which was really fun. I have a photo
that's so good
on my lock screen, which I'll just show, and it's like someone took it and it's me. It's not going to show up well, but it's Gracie doing the hand, like the little hand heart.
Aww, cute.
And
you should post that on your Instagram story. I saw that.
Yeah, like it's Gracie doing. It's not gonna show up. I'll put it on the screen, but it's Gracie doing the hand heart, and someone took a picture of me like doing it as well, and I was like, oh my gosh.
I love that.
I love
that.
So good.
Oh, that's so
how was
nice.
like, because you went to obviously had VIP, but you were up in the balcony, like.
Yeah. So essentially, like, I'm admitting to this on the internet. Haha, funny. Like the way that we had balcony tickets, which for me was like important kind of because I'm short, and I like, if I'm not like, I wanted to be able to see, you know, and I like, if I'm not planning to get barricade, I just like having my space, because when you're in the balcony, like you're not pushed up against anyone or anything, and you can have enough space for yourself, and you can dance around and you can enjoy yourself to whatever extent you want. And obviously in a show like Gracie, where it's like completely sold out and it like instantly sold out, every single person there wants to be there. So when you're at the balcony, you're still with a bunch of huge fans. You're not just like, you know, with people who are just like, you know, I'm just here to enjoy the music. Which, if that was the case, like maybe it's better to be in the pit because of the vibe. But with Gracie, definitely it's not that case. And I think I was really anxious. The reason I got balcony tickets was because I was really anxious, because I had a really bad experience in Toronto when I saw Gracie. Obviously at that show there was like 15 people who fainted, which and Gracie stopped the show multiple times, like cut out some songs because of it, and like people were being really rude around me. I've talked about it multiple times on the podcast, so I'm reiterating. But I just had this opinion of her fans because of that experience. And I'm not saying her fans as other people, but like I am a Gracie fan. I have listened to her music since 2020. I've just not been like actively part of her fandom, and that's okay. Like, that still makes you a valid fan of the artist. I think the reason that I say, like, sometimes her fans upset me is because they're not, like, as respectful towards Gracie as they should be. For example, I saw that there was an incident, I think it was in Amsterdam, maybe it was in Paris, I don't know, but where, like, Gracie was sleeping in her tour bus and people ran after it and started banging on the window, which is literally fucked up. Like, you should not do that to an artist. Like, it's insane to do that to someone. But anyway, I was really anxious, so I got balcony tickets because I just thought my experience will be better if I do that. And then one of my friends was going, and she also had balcony tickets, but she's like a really big Gracie fan, and she wanted to get VIP, and I was like, okay, I'll get VIP too. Because I promised her that we would, like, be together and stuff, so we had this plan that, like, okay, we're gonna get there, like, when we can get there, and which ended up being earlier than we expected because of the train strikes in London that day. So we both, like, she stayed overnight at a friend's, and, like, I was at a hotel that night, the night before, so we both were able to get there relatively early, but not, like, early because we both, like, slept in and got ready and stuff. Like, because I wasn't so worried, right? And then, so I think we got there at, like, 10:30 a.m. Okay. And we were 39 and 38 and 39 in the line. So we already knew that we were going to get barricaded. Like, it's just, like, the venue, like, if it was a wide venue, like, maybe, but it wasn't a wide venue. So we got in, we were, like, second row. So the way it works is they don't make you be on the balcony during the VIP experience. Like, everyone is on the floor for that. So we got in, and so what we said was, like, oh, if we get barricade, or if we get a spot that, like, we really like and we can see everything, then we won't move, right?
Yeah.
Because they were checking, like, and Jack, I put that in quotes for audio listeners, checking. They weren't really checking.
Yeah.
If you were on the balcony, like, we could have easily stayed there on the floor if we wanted to, because we had VIP.
Yeah.
But during the VIP set, like, we were in front of the piano, and I could only see Gracie when she was sat at the piano. I couldn't see her any other time. Because the girls center middle were so fucking tall. They were so tall. And I am tiny. I couldn't see anything. And even my friend who was tall was like, yeah, I can barely see anything. Like, only this little part of the stage I can see. We just had a shit view from where we were. And we were like, okay, we're just going to move. Like, we're going to go up to the balcony so we can, like, enjoy ourselves and actually see everything. So we did that. We went up. It's nice because you get to sit down and have a drink and go get merch, and, like, you don't have to worry about your spot or anything. So that was good. It was honestly, like, I'm happy that I had VIP and balcony, because it was kind of like, well, now I get the option of, like, do I want to stay here or do I want to go up, right? Whereas if I just had floor tickets, like, you're not allowed to go up if you have a floor ticket, right?
Yeah.
So it ended up working well in that sense. But the show was incredible. It was the first show that she played Mess It Up full production, which was so exciting. And
jealous.
The one thing I realized about Gracie, like, which I didn't notice as much in the Toronto show, I think because I was just, like, pissed off at some of the people around me. Like, I just didn't enjoy it. But she interacts with every single person in the crowd, whether you're in the front row, you're at the back of the pit, or you're on the balcony. And especially if you're, like, singing and dancing and, like, she notices you. The amount of times she looked up at us and waved, and, like, when people were doing, like, the pointing, she kept pointing at us, like during, like, Feels Like, when everyone would point at her and go, like, met you at the right time, she kept pointing at us.
That's so cool.
Because, like, it's easy for her to point up, and she kept looking at us, and she kept waving at, like, so many people in the balcony, including us. And so it was really cute. There's this video that my friend took. It's really funny, and it's literally like it's during I Should Hate You, and it's the part that's like drive to your house for all the shit that you went through, and it's me literally like screaming it at the top of my lungs, and and then Gracie just looks up and smiles, and she's like, look at her, she's freaking out. It's really funny.
I think I seen that video on Twitter, and it was like I had to audibly, like I had to physically turn my like volume down because it was so loud. Like as you should though.
That song I Should Hate You is like really personal to me. Yeah. Like it's something I listened to over and over during like a friendship breakup I went through. So and that happened after I saw Gracie in Toronto, so this was the first time I was hearing it live since that happened. So I was like in that moment. No, and my friend next to me was recording. Just like, oh my god, I didn't say it.
That is hilarious.
But overall, I said this to my friend after, and I said, I'm gonna say this on the podcast. My experience at Good Riddance tour in London made up for my awful experience in Toronto because I had such a good time.
Yeah.
The show was incredible. She did not have to stop the show once for people fainting at all. We did see one person faint from the balcony, but it wasn't like she had to stop the show or anything. Like the person just got pulled out and things went on. The venue had blasted the AC so much that when we got in and we were in the VIP set, everyone had goosebumps. And the first thing Gracie said when she came out on the VIP sound check was, "Wow, why is it so cold in here?"
But like they're helping you for later on, Gracie, so nobody passes out.
Yeah, honestly.
No, like that's so good. People like more like venues and stuff need to do that.
I know. I was freezing, but I also think it was good.
Well, like, see, once everybody comes in, it, like, starts to warm up then, but by the time the set's finished, like, it's not so warm where it's, like, unbearable.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I don't know, because obviously it wasn't in the pit, but during VIP, it was freezing cold, but that's because there wasn't a lot of people there, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure that, like, once people started coming in, it like, worked out okay. But yeah, overall it was a really good experience. I'm happy I got VIP as well, like even though didn't use the early entry portion of it, like I'm happy that I did it because I think it was a good experience. She played what did she play? Oh, she played Unlearn and My Tears Ricochet for us. What did she play for you at your VIP, Jack?
So she played New Year's Day
Slay.
And Painkillers.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
She also played another song I cannot remember for the life of me. If I remember, I'll like stick it on the screen. But it was New Year's Day. So someone asked for New Year's Day, and I remember just turning to the person I met in the queue, and I was like, I cannot cope. I was like, this is my favorite like rap song. I'm gonna cry.
Love that.
I actually turned to her after it, and I was like, yeah, I just can't, because it fits so well. Like the tempo of the song, and like it's Gracie's like voice does, like, it just works so amazingly on it, and to be able to hear Painkillers like in an acoustic setting as well,
it's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's so beautiful.
I'm jealous that you got mess it up though. Like that is something.
Yeah.
But so she's now added it to her actual set list.
I think so. Yeah.
So we should actually probably talk about why mess it up is such a big thing this tour. Like at least at these EU shows and UK shows.
Yeah.
So at the first show. Yeah. So at the first show, where was the first show? This is where my information is really bad.
In Dublin.
So Dublin, at one point, I don't know when, started like shouting "mess it up" to Gracie, and I think when people do this at concerts, it's a bit of fun, but at the same time, like, I think we spoke about this last time. Like these sets are really like down to a T. Like these are practiced and like thought out to a T, down to timings and everything. So when people request songs that aren't on the set list, then it does kind of throw things off, and it is down to like the artist to like decide if they want to do it or not. But it is fine to kind of do it during acoustic sets because not acoustic, but
Yeah,
like
that's different.
yeah, like acoustic
Like,
and like VIP because there's not as many people. But
and also like Gracie does always take requests.
yeah,
Like on in the moment. Like you can literally like with other artists like Maisie, like she'll take requests if you like tweet at her the day before or something. She might like play it the next day and be like, "Oh, I saw someone tweet this at me. They wanted me to play it, and I'm gonna play it." But like if you ask her for something during the VIP set and she like hasn't practiced it, she might like play like one or two lines of it, but she won't play the whole song because she hasn't practiced it. Whereas Gracie will just literally just pull it out. Like that girl asked for New Year's Day, she just pulled it out and played it. You know?
like, iconic, honestly.
Which is amazing that she does that, honestly, yeah.
There was someone that I did see a comment on Twitter, and it was being like, why does she
Oh, I
Gracie
know
on her
exactly
phone or
what you're talking
something?
about.
And it's like, well, yeah, because like, do you think she just knows every
They
chord
don't
under the sun?
they
Like,
they don't get I think they think that she's just like coming on and playing these songs and like you know, reading lyrics on her phone because she like doesn't care enough to practice, but it's like they don't know. Like they don't know that that song was requested by somebody.
yeah,
You know?
it's just like, I don't know. You don't sometimes you don't know if it's coming from inside and someone's just been like nasty, but you get that with every fan base. But I don't know if this was outside or not. But
no,
I
it
don't
wasn't know. It was I know exactly who it is, and the person who tweeted it is not a Gracie fan. So
okay, that's completely fine then. That's fine. I'm glad it's not someone inside. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense if it was. But so obviously people were requesting mess up, so she performed it. And I don't know. You kind of felt like I felt really uncomfortable watching it because I think she just wasn't really ready for it at all.
Yeah.
But then every night it became kind of a thing where, well, in fact, I think we were second night or third night. So second night it, so ours happened after like during, like it was pretty much like at the end.
It was after Feels Like and before like the I Miss You, I'm Sorry minor medley.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because it was during literally like the end of a song that, oh, what one was it? Was it Right Now? I think it was, yeah, no, it was at the end of Right Now. It's like she hadn't finished singing Right Now yet, and people were like, mess it up, and she just ignored them, thankfully.
Oh my god, then, that's so fucked up.
But that was after we literally got two people, so she started doing this, and she's now, I think, just pretty much made it mess
she
it
started
up.
she started doing surprise songs, and then like. And then for our show, she did Mess It Up as the surprise song. And then I think in Paris. And then in Amsterdam, she did Mess It Up. And she did Mess Up and a surprise song. And I think there's some shows that are getting surprise songs and some shows might be getting Mess It Up. So we didn't get a surprise song. Mess It Up was our surprise song. But it was iconic because it was like full production.
That's so
for the
iconic.
very first time, and nobody was expecting it. Like as soon as, like you have to imagine the first note plays and the whole freaking place starts screaming, and me and my friend just look at each other. We're like, "Oh my god, this is not happening!" And if you guys want to see a clip of that, it is
done really well.
It's on our TikTok.
Done. That was Big Brain by Ray. She was like, post this on TikTok. We've not been active at all, but we are getting back on it. And I think it done.
We are checking.
I think it done. Let me check. It done 12k, which is good for like our channel. And then I posted one, and it was Glasgow owns the record for the loudest sorry so far. We got an audible wall, just saying. So and it got 10k. And then I posted New Year's Day. That didn't do too well, but yeah, people. It done really well, and it was beautiful.
Wow.
So that was Big Brains from you. So
is
so
that
Ray's
our
now our
most
social
viewed
media
Oh
manager.
no, the nonsense outros are most viewed. But
at least on YouTube, actually, on TikTok it is as well. God, Sabrina just bringing the views.
I literally was walking out of the venue and I was like, I need to send this to Jack. I need to send. We have to be the first one to post this.
That is, I think we actually were, or like at least like one of the first. But we got two people, which is iconic. 'Cause it's probably one of my favorite like deluxe songs. But overall, like, well, actually, wait, did you have any celebrities at your show? Because
Yeah, we had Nell Mescal, who was sitting right underneath us,
Oh
which
my
was
gosh.
hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
That is iconic. Because who was it? So it was Madison Beer, and who was
and
the other one?
Camila Cabello.
That was it. Like the fact that Camila Cabello is in
It's
London and
so
never made that, but like
random.
at a Gracie show is crazy. Um,
So random.
so
But
that was,
amazing.
yeah, like
But
it's
yeah,
fun to
that
see.
was our experience at the Good Riddance tour. You um and also you and UK tour. Oh, well, we were just there in the UK shows, but yeah.
Sorry, EU only exists. That's UK doesn't
Mm,
exist.
I mean, the UK is still part of Europe. Like they didn't
True,
move
but
continents.
no, we're butthurt. We're but like they ruined it, right? The UK ruined it for themselves, so we just have to fully accept the fact that we can't even class ourselves as Europe at this point.
I know. You're literally your own continent.
That is pretty iconic from us, honestly.
Me and Jack are just talking shit. We should move on. We've been talking about this for 30 minutes.
Yeah, time for another experience.
Another experience that both me and Jack went to, and I went to in London, and Jack went to in Edinburgh, not Glasgow. I mean, close enough, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I could have been if I wasn't working. I would have been at both.
Yeah, well, next time. It was the Baby Queen bedroom sessions, which for me, my experience was absolutely incredible with that. They played like, what was it? How many songs? A lot of songs. Okay, they played Kid Genius, Die Alone, Dream Girl, Grow Up, A Letter to Myself, Obvious, Quarter Life Crisis, and We Can Be Anything. So other than Quarter Life Crisis, We Can Be Anything, and Dream Girl, the other 5 songs were unreleased from the new album Quarter Life Crisis, which we have talked about extensively on this podcast already. And experiencing music for the first time in that way, like live, and in a way that the room, I don't know about for you, but for me, the room was pin drop silent. Everyone was listening and, you know, just hearing every single word and every single chord and every single piano key. And it's like, it makes you feel the music and really appreciate it. And it's the way music should be experienced for the first time, honestly. And it makes me so excited for this album because I don't know about your experience, but yeah, it just was incredible for me.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the same. Like our store that it was done in is really small. Like it is like tiny.
Yeah.
Like she couldn't see, like pretty much after 2 rows she couldn't see anybody because it's like so like squashed together, so everybody is kind of like pushed together, so it is really small, and it was so silent. It's even when she came on, when Bella came on, it was like Bella was, oh hi, and it was just silence. And I think just because like we were all like not like,
it was the same for us, like it was like, oh hi, and then everyone's like, hi.
Yeah. Like I don't know why it's such a weird, like,
I think it's because you're not used to that. You're like, you go to a show and the artist has this big grand entrance and intro, and they come on playing their guitar. Whereas if someone just walks on stage and goes hi, you're just like, oh, okay. Which it's nice because I mean that's how like intimate experiences and like acoustic shows like that are. Like we're not complaining about it. It's just like it's a really nice. But out of the songs, the new songs that were played, what were your favorites, Jack?
So I really like Kid Genius. I don't know what it's just that I think it's really just it's going to be a very good like song in the album. Like we've heard, like through the songs we heard, it's a mix of different styles, and this is only the songs that could be translated to keyboard and guitar, like on their own. So from what we've heard, like these stripped back are like they're all stunning. But I think the fun that Kid Genius kind of talks about and just the kind of subject matter is just like it's just like I can't sum it up other than just like a Baby Queen song. I don't know. It's just something.
It's nice.
Fun. Like the title is cool as well. I don't know. And Die Alone. I mean, that's another very. You know what? I messaged Bill after the show and I was like, I don't know how you do it, but you make like depressive songs like a little less depressive, but in a good way.
Little less
Yeah.
depressed. I mean, true. That's kind of like, for me, it's kind of funny because there are 5 songs played and you listed 2 of them, and I'm going to list another 2 of them
Yeah.
that I really liked. But I really liked Grow Up. It kind of really encapsulated what I feel of like being in this weird stage of life, which I know is like the purpose of the album being called Quarter Life Crisis, but this weird stage of life that I'm at right now where like you feel like you should have everything figured out. You have a job, you're making money, and you're doing things that you thought that you wanted to do when you were in university, and you know, and your life should be perfect, and yet you're sitting here thinking like, I still feel like a kid. I still feel like I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like everyone else is running 10 miles ahead of me, and I am just like trying to catch up all the time. And that's just it's captured so well in the lyrics. So when you do listen to the album when it comes out in November, like, yeah, it just
November
listen
10th?
to those lyrics. November 10th, yes.
Yeah, be there.
And then the other one was Obvious, which the song discusses Bella's experience with moving when she was 18 from South Africa. Ugh. I'm like literally cannot talk. I don't know why. To the UK. And I had a similar experience. I moved across the country when I was 17. You know, I barely knew anything. And I heard that song live, and I was just crying and crying
so
and crying.
sad.
And after Bella looks at me and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry for making you cry," and I'm like, "Just no."
Oh, that is like iconic though. I don't know. It's just like the fact that there is that setting where it's like Bella just looks up and just sees you crying, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Like that's
It's like, you wrote this song.
Yeah, you're the reason I'm crying. It just goes to show though, like how powerful,
Yeah.
the songwriting is.
And I also think it's also because of the setting. Like, you're surrounded by a bunch of people who are just listening, and the music's being played just like Bella and the guitar, and you know, and it's beautiful. I think if I heard that song acoustically, I mean, not acoustic, if I just heard that song like in the album while I was listening through the tracks, I don't think I would have had the emotional reaction that I did. Just because, you know, I'm not like that when I listen through music, and but I'm really happy that that was the first time I got to experience that song, because it will now mean like that much more to me.
That is so special.
Yeah.
And part of it's really interesting because we hear these songs first, and usually when we go to these acoustic shows, we know usually what the music sounds like, not stripped back. But these are all stripped back, so it makes me really curious to how like Obvious and stuff will sound when everything is in place. Like, will it kind of keep this slow, like, kind of stripped back feeling, or will there be a lot more to it, and will that kind of mask a lot of the feelings as well? Like,
yeah.
And the other one, because we have to mention it, A Letter to Myself at 17. I think in an album where you're looking over you're pretty much the whole first quarter of your life, and you are kind of debating everything, and feeling like stuck, and like that you're not ready for these certain things in life, or you're reflecting on the past and stuff. A song like this is crucial, and it is still done in a very like playful way, but this pretty much describes like if I think the way Bella described it today is if she could go back to when she was 17, just to tell herself what like life was like up to this point where she's at today, this is kind of what like would be said, but they also wouldn't change anything, because and I think this is so true. It's these experiences that sometimes are the really like are worse and really make you feel like probably the lowest you've ever been, are crucial to like your life and crucial to who you are as a person. So it's just allow maybe seeing these things, like these things have happened, but you know what? Don't be like so like negative about it.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. I
It's
think
so
it's
beautiful.
it's important for us because we're kind of around the same age. Like we're obviously a little bit younger.
Yeah, I think we're the same age. I don't know. Let me check.
Like I think in terms of like at least quarter life, like 25 is
Oh.
well, I mean it's
true.
quite like thingy because
Yeah, we are
most people
younger.
don't make it to 100. Like I think 70 is like maybe the
No.
average. So it's maybe
So
we're
I
past our
think
quarter
for
life.
us, we are quarter life.
Yeah,
23
we'll
the song called 23 is out tonight at midnight. We are recording this on Thursday. But you will be hearing it on another day because, things take time. So go listen to that on Spotify. I'm sure it's really good. I have no idea.
We're going to, and I'm saying this because it's something that once we free up a lot more time, and we want to see this podcast go places in terms of like being able to like bring people on and discuss things within the music like industry and stuff, and like this is something that we want to see do. So there we will be focusing more on like maybe these reaction type things that do well, and bring new people in and allow us to kind of conversate with more people and then see where we can go. So we will be doing that, maybe not for 23 because I think this last week is still when we're really busy, but in the future that's kind of like we hope to be able to do these things and just different things as well, not just podcasts, like episodes, like just things that like one-offs and stuff, and just to make it a little bit more like engaged, more like responsive for you guys as well listening, because sometimes I feel like with podcasts you just talk, like you're just talking and like you can feedback a little bit, but these like one-off like smaller things are a lot more kind of you're able to gauge a lot more kind of response with people that listen and kind of feel the same way you do and stuff. So not for 23, but go listen to 23 when it comes out. It will be out. This album, quote me on this, come back to this after it's been out a year, but Bella is on like 980 something K listens on Spotify. God. And this is going to be
listen.
the album. This is going to be the
album.
We
can make the difference.
That pushes it. And I honestly think that this year, even this time next year, Bella is going to be so much bigger. And I think this album is going to be the one to kind of push. There's not as much radio play in it, but I think without radio play, the growth is going to be enormous. And people are still missing out on Baby Queen. And you don't want to be doing that. Really lovely person. I get really nervous at these things, and I just didn't. I know what I want to say to people, but when I come to it, I just get flustered and can't say anything. So Ray suggested I should take a friendship bracelet because we got to. So I know different places are doing different things. We got a poster that was pre-signed, but we could get Bella to sign it again. Or if you had something, you could get that signed. So I brought my yearbook vinyl.
Wait, what poster did you get?
I'll send you a photo of it.
Because we got the set. We were told on the ticket we would get a print, an exclusive print to get signed. So I was all excited. I'm gonna get an exclusive print. Yay! Yeah. And then it ended up being the set list. They had like 300 copies of the set list. And then they would give it to you in the queue, and then you would bring it up when you went up and ask for whatever you want signed on it.
I'll send you a photo. It was like, it's just like the bedroom sessions poster, but like different. Like, you know what I mean? Like the artwork that was used for the bedroom sessions, but it's in white, and it's like it's quite cute. But I'm making a poster wall, so I need to start actually adding stuff to it. But I'll send you a picture after because I'm trying to straighten it out.
Whenever I move, I have so much stuff because I have like my Maisie set list. Now I have this. I have like so many different like Taylor and Maisie, and I have my Gracie print. I have so much stuff to put up, but I can't put it anywhere right now. So
you need wall space.
I know. I don't have wall space. So
That'll go up. That'll be up. But so obviously I have a Raw Thoughts vinyl as well. I didn't take it. I wish I did because I could have got both signed. But the yearbook vinyl was signed, which is so fun. But I made a bracelet that had parting gift on it because in Dover Beach Part 2, that's like the starting line. Like I give this to you as a parting gift. And I made the joke and it sort of landed, but I'm like I didn't land as well as I thought it was gonna. But I was talking to Bella and I was like, oh, and I give this to you as a parting gift, and she was like, she looked down and she was like, oh, like I get like, I was like, oh my god, that's so funny.
That's so cute.
And she was like, nobody ever like mentions my poetry or my spoken word, and I was like, no, like it's stunning, like it's out of the yearbook that like it's the most beautiful thing. And
I know you're obsessed with it, so I'm so happy you got to say that.
Yeah, like I love it so much, and she gave me a hug, and we got a photo and stuff, but really lovely. And I was walking away from the booth bit, and she was like, I love it so much, like shouting. I was like, oh my god, like
Aww.
what?
That's funny. She told me, I was like, because I was telling her all about Canada, because I was like, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
And she told me that I told her that she needs to come to Toronto for a headline show.
Yeah.
And she was like, it's in the works. And I was like,
that is so exciting. That's like, exciting. You got that, and you've heard it now. Inside.
Yeah, this is an exclusive
this is going
Music Shack podcast. No, it's not. What if she just lied to me?
Yeah. So, like 5 years down the line, there's still no headline in Toronto. Oh, that's so sad. No, it will happen. You have to believe. This isn't Baby Queen related, but I need to share it. I got this today. I've showed you, Ray, and I don't know why, I'm just really excited.
Oh my god, yes.
So I picked up vinyls that I bought. So we went to Asai, which is a record store in Glasgow and Edinburgh and Dundee, and they do these like OBSI things, so it's like a numbered version, usually signed by the artist, and it's like a limited like number, and it's like a special like pressing. So usually I think is the way I win it. I have no idea I entered anything, but I think the way you win it is by obviously just buying one of these OBSI vinyls. So I bought 2 of Maisie's because there was 2 different pressings made, and so I was in line today, and I after Bella shouted that thing, I went back into line to go speak to the staff, because I was like, I was going to wait till after, but we were going to be there till like 3:30 and something or whatever to wait until after it was done. And I was like, I just need to get it now, like I need to get to work. So I was like, oh, I need to pick up these vinyls, and then the person went to get them, and they were like, oh, like did you like you want a test pressing? And I was like, what? I was like, no, what? And I was just kind of taken back, and I was like, I'm so numb because I just listened to the most depressing music ever. But like, and she was, they were just like, yeah, like you've won it, and I was like, it's either for Lovey or it's for Olivia, because that was the order, the vinyls ordered, and I didn't realize like that's how they done it. And I got on the train, and I was like shaking. I was like, I don't know what to say, and everybody was like, oh, that's gonna be worth so much, like don't sell it. I was like, shut up, like obviously I'm not gonna sell it, like I'm a collector, I collect vinyl. And I got to the train and I looked at it, and it's Maisie's signature, and I was like, what the fuck? So I've got it here, and it's so it's obviously Maisie's signed.
I'm so happy for you, and I'm expecting you to play that record and send me a video of the entire thing.
I need to. I'm not even like, I literally got home and had to get like started for this, but it's gonna sound the same as the normal vinyl, I think, but it is.
Yeah. Well,
it's just like fun, and I've got a bunch of Maisie signed things, but like
fun.
To have a test pressing of the, I think it's the Good Witch. It must be the Good Witch.
I'm assuming it's the Good Witch. It has to be.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna keep this forever, and I just had to share it because that's the first time I've won anything. Especially like a test press, and that's so fun.
We do have something exciting happening tomorrow. Jack and I are going to see the Eras Tour movie, and there was the premiere last night, so that's a lot of fun. Taylor looked absolutely stunning, and Taylor Nation selected so many people to be there. And I was really worried because we kept seeing these TikToks and stuff from like influencers being like, oh my god, I'm going, and this is watch me pick my outfit. And I'm like, if these annoying bitches gonna be there. And then so many people on Twitter got invited from Taylor Nation,
so
and apparently they had like 4 different wristbands. So there was like a celebrity and like, you know, Taylor friend, or like dancer wristband, which had like all access or whatever. And then there was a wristband for the influencers, and then there was a wristband for the people who were invited by Spotify.
Yeah.
And then there was a wristband for the people who were invited by Taylor Nation. And so Taylor met a bunch of people who were there. And the only people that she met were the ones invited by Taylor Nation, which means she didn't go and meet any of the influencers. So fuck them. She just met the fans and obviously the celebrities. She didn't meet the influencers or the Spotify people. So apparently what happened was that like there was a red carpet, and only the celebrities and the Taylor Nation invited people were allowed on the red carpet, and the influencers and the Spotify people were like just taken directly to the theater area with the popcorn and candy and like to take like their own videos. And then into the theater, because they, you know, the influencers are there to like promote the movie. They're not there to meet Taylor, whereas like the fans are, kind of thing. And then obviously Spotify, there was no like vetting of the people like Taylor Nation can do, so it's more of a security thing about letting them meet Taylor. So I'm just happy that the influencers didn't get to meet Taylor.
No, that's a win for Swifties right there. Because when these things happen, you always worry that like you see it all the time, like these influencers just get everything, and it's like it's fair. You might be a fan of Taylor, but like there's more chance of you meeting Taylor at some like event, or like even just like I don't know. There's just more chance of that happening. Whereas there's like 100 million plus like Taylor's like Swifties that fans, like you'll never get the.
And what I noticed is like the people who got invited, like they didn't have like some of them did, but a lot of them didn't have like big Twitter followings. They didn't have, and like I think that you just have to remember that when like I sent this tweet to Jack yesterday when you DM'd me and were like it sucks that we're never gonna get invited to anything, and like it is sad. I agree, and I mean I kind of feel the same. I've never been invited to anything. The day that Taylor met people in Toronto at TIFF, I had one of the worst panic attacks of my whole life because I was really scared about crowd crush. So I didn't go. And then I saw people meeting Taylor, and it was probably one of the saddest moments of my life because that was my one opportunity, and like I freaked out and I didn't go because, and granted, it was probably the right thing for me to not go given like the mental state I was in, but it still felt like that. But anyway, the tweet says, "Hey, beautiful people, as you scroll through your timeline and see what seems like everyone but you at an event, just know that you're not alone and that great things await you too. Though I've yet to be invited to something myself, there's always something to be grateful about." Like, I think this isn't going to be the last event that Taylor does. She'll release documentaries, she'll release music videos, all of that. It's not going to be the last thing she does. So there will be opportunities, and just, you know, be yourself. Taylor Nation sees everything.
Yeah, like don't also like don't just like reply to everything and like be constantly like,
don't be beggy.
Yeah, like because I think that they'll be able to suss that out as well. Like
for sure.
Just literally be like yourself. Like even if you're not constantly tagging Taylor Nation stuff, but if you're just like tweeting about stuff, because then even if there is one notice they get from them, they then can like go see your other posts about like you just kind of tweeting into the void like about your support for Taylor, and it doesn't have to be
for sure
like something that's constantly seen. It is really hard though, and I mean I don't tweet at all, and that's my problem. Like I don't like even like because I just see something and
I
like
tweet
it,
about
like,
Taylor, but I like barely. I don't tweet as much about Taylor as I do about other artists. So I'm also kind of in the same boat, but it's okay. I mean, I don't think that being invited to an event makes you a bigger fan or a less big fan, and it's really great. Like, it's important to be happy for the people who do get invited to an event and not complain that you didn't, because those people deserve it just as much as everyone else does. But I think it is okay to feel upset, like, oh, that's never going to be me. But, you know, you're going to get to go see Taylor at the Eras Tour a bunch of times. You never know what could happen, right? Like, you just never know.
You could literally get the red hat for all you know. Like, it's...
Yeah, you could literally get the 22 hat because you wore a sleigh outfit and you look really excited. That's, like, That's
honestly iconic.
Anything could happen.
Pray. That's literally it.
But yeah, so I think that Jack and I are not going to discuss spoilers that were revealed last night. Because we don't want you guys to be spoiled if you don't want to be spoiled on the movie and, what was included and all that. So by the next week's podcast, we will be talking about the movie. So if you are not going to be seeing the movie by next week, then, maybe skip that podcast. But, or just like watch it later, once you've watched the movie. But this week we won't be talking about spoilers because we ourselves are going to be seeing it tomorrow. We haven't seen it yet. We are really excited. So we will have our experiences to talk about next week. Are you really excited? You're going tomorrow, right, Jack?
Yeah. 6:00 premiere time thing. So excited.
I'm going at 7:30 p.m. Slay. So I'll be going at midnight your time. But
oh my God,
I couldn't.
I want to hear your experience.
There was like a noon showing at my theater, and I could have gone to that, but I couldn't skip work, so I had to go after work.
It'll be more fun because there'll be people that, like, there's not going to be many people that'll be able to go.
At 12:30. Yeah.
So
it'll be
so
better.
Iconic. Yeah.
I'm excited. Theater's gonna be busy, but
so excited.
Yeah, it'll be good. Okay. One last very important thing that we do need to talk about is the situation with Easy Life. So, for those of you who do not know, we've talked about Easy Life a little bit on the podcast, maybe not so much. But Easy Life are a band that I really like. They are they're a group of 5 guys. They're British. They're iconic.
You just described every pop like teen boy band ever.
I'm like they're. I was gonna say they're kind of like 5 Seconds of Summer, and then I was like, I shouldn't say that out loud because that would be weird. But I really, really like them. Their music. I wouldn't say that their music is necessarily pop. It's just really good. So definitely, they have a new song called Trust Exercises, and it's one of my favorite songs ever that's releasing tonight. So please listen to it. It's really, really good. And the piano version will be featured at my wedding. Just saying.
You've heard it.
That was that was so random. If you're my boyfriend and you're listening to this, I'm sorry for blindsiding you. Anyway, so yeah, their name is Easy Life, and you may have seen in the news, it's been kind of popping off a little bit, but they were sued by EasyJet or Easy Group, the company who owns EasyJet and other easy things like easy holidays and shit like that. It's just shit. And they sued Easy Life saying, we own the word easy. You cannot call your band Easy Life. Easy Life, who has been called... because they want to call their new insurance company Easy Life. And they're like, well, we can't have a band with the same name as our insurance company, and so we're going to sue them, so they're forced to change their name. When obviously the band Easy Life has been around since like 2017 or whatever. I think it's 2017. I'm sorry if that's wrong. And known as Easy Life. That is their brand. They do not own the word easy. It's like the same way when we talk about like Ed Sheeran lawsuits or like the Ed Sheeran lawsuit where like, he's using very common chords. So like, why would he be sued for that? Or not just the Ed Sheeran lawsuit, but the freaking Taylor lawsuits that we hear about all the time of like people suing her for saying things in songs like that are common phrases like what's the one in not oh my god, player's gonna play that. Yeah. So she got sued for having the word player's gonna play in her song because some people thought that they owned that phrase, even though it's just a common phrase, right? Like something that everyone says. So like the word easy. And here's the reality of it. You get sued by a company. You have to pay to see the lawsuit through, for lawyers, for everything, regardless of whether you are in the right or in the wrong. You still have to pay for all of that. And it lasts for years. It can be very emotional. And for a band that is small, like easylife, they cannot take on that financial burden. It's just not possible. We think about these things that have happened to bigger artists, like I just mentioned. You know, Ed Sheeran was able to see the Shape of You lawsuit through because he is rich. And because he was able to attack that because he's coming from that perspective and, you know, didn't want to lose his music, which he shouldn't have. But when this stuff like this happens to a small band, they don't have the money to see the lawsuit through. And even what Ed Sheeran went through was really, really, really hard. You know, he missed his grandma's funeral because he was in a lawsuit trial for something that shouldn't have even happened in the first place. I think, but easylife have no choice because they don't have enough money to see it through. And so even though if this case reached the British High Court, it would be thrown out immediately because there is no way that this is viable for EasyJet to do. But they do it because they can, because they want to start this company and they see this other band called the same name and they're like, well, we can just bully them to change their name because they don't have enough money to fight us. And it fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. So, you know, as a collective fan group, we tried really hard to put a lot of pressure on them to say, like, you know, we're going to boycott your business. This is the most awful thing ever, this kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, like, a small fan base can only do so much. And so, really sadly, easylife are going to have to change their name to something else. They will no longer be called easylife, but they will still be releasing music. If you are a fan of the band, they are no longer allowed to sell anything under the moniker easylife. So all of their old physicals that they have backstock, all of the merch that they have backstock, literally everything is on sale on their website right now. So if you want anything, even the rarest of rare things, there's some stuff available. So if you want absolutely anything that says easylife on it, any physicals, any merch, go buy it now because it will not be around forever. I don't know how long. And also, you know, that way you get to support the band through this really hard thing that happened to them. And it sucks. I think there's not much to say now that it's kind of over. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to talk about it on the podcast because I think it's a really fucked up situation. I think we hear about these things happening and artists fighting it because they can, but we don't usually hear about these things happening when artists can't fight it because they're the smaller one. And I think something needs to change. And this could not just happen to a band, it could happen to any small business, anybody, really. Just because of the way the legal system works. And it's really, really sad that the band have to... and some people think, oh my god, it's just a name, why are you acting like they're dead? But, like... it's not just a name. It's their brand. It's what everybody knows them as. It's their identity. And now, like, if you knew Easy Life and you have no idea that this is happening, and now they're going to change their name, and then you see them posting, you're going to be like, oh, who's this? And they're going to have to essentially rebuild their entire brand, their entire careers, because EasyJet are dickheads, really, and greedy and bullies. And I encourage you to never fly with EasyJet again. Ryanair are great. We love Ryanair.
It's like, it's crazy. It's not even so much of the name change. It's the fact that, like, a company can just do this and get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we all know, like, the way this world works. Like, money talks, bullshit walks, is what they always say. But it's
Yeah.
like, it happens constantly. These big corporations bullying smaller companies, smaller, like, collectives and stuff around, and they get away with it because they have the money to. And you know what? It's just the way they've done it as well. Like, it's so scummy the way they've, like, pretty much been like, no, like, we're suing, like, the band members, not, like, anybody, like,
Yeah.
not their, like, record label or not anything like that. So it's not like, it's pretty much like they've just pretty much grabbed them and, like, put them on this, like, whatever, on, like, their island or whatever, and it's like, the user, like, you just have to survive on your own. Like, there's nobody can help you, even though you have this wide range of, like, a fan base, or you have this, like, these contacts in this and something that could help you out. And it's like, the EasyJet is the 100%, or Easy Company, whatever, is sat down and been like, okay, this is what we want. How do we get it? And how do we get it the easiest way we possibly can? Because we know if we go to court, we're not going to win. So we're going to be losing money on that. So how do we make sure it's, like, a done deal before we even have to really fight for it? So they've just been like, okay, well, let's just cut them off from everything they know, and pretty much, like, really, like, predatorily,
make them give
like,
up their lives for that.
Yeah.
For this, for something that at the end of the day for them is not worth it. And it sucks. It sucks for the fans of the band. It sucks for everybody. But, you know, Easy Life will live on in our hearts. And I think for me and for every single person who knows and loves Easy Life, they will always be known as Easy Life to us. And one day they're going to blow up, and there's going to be this small group of people who are like, yeah, this is Easy Life to us, and they might never know that they were once Easy Life. And that's kind of cool to think about, though. But I wanted to actually just read. So the band wrote a letter when they were talking about how they have to give up their name, and it really explains everything that happened in maybe a little bit better way than I did. So I just wanted to read it because I think it's important that we share the message on the podcast, especially for those of you who are listening and probably don't know the band or the situation. So lovely people. I appreciate we've got some explaining to do here. So much has happened in the last 10 days, and it's been a whirlwind. Please forgive me for not sharing more details sooner. This all came to a head last night, and having explored literally every possible avenue, we have realized that there are no good options available to us, and we need to change our name to move forward. Sadly, it seems that justice is only available to those who can afford it. We simply do not have the funds to access a fair trial in high court, not to mention the fact that this would likely rattle on to 2025, and with this hanging over us, we wouldn't be able to release any new music in the meantime. Our careers, and indeed our lives, would be on hold. We are not a nameless company. As you've seen, it's our personal names on the paperwork. This means that should we lose, the costs will be recouped from us personally. They could take everything from us: material possessions, our livelihoods, and our homes. You can imagine the turmoil this has caused us, but I really hope this helps you understand our situation. We have found solace in the outpourings of love and support, for which we are all grateful for beyond words. I am writing this on Tuesday, now, in knowledge that our final day as Easy Life as the easy life you know is Friday, fittingly Friday the 13th. We have managed to get some shows together. So they're playing today in Leicester, which is their hometown, and tomorrow on the 13th in London is their final show together. And we really hope as many of you as possible be able to come and join us for the farewell parties. Even though we weren't able to fight this, we now need to go into a period of legal meditation with Easy Group about what happens next. We're really hoping they might be gracious about this, and we are hopeful for the opportunity to finally put out the song we know you've all been waiting for years, which is Trust Exercises, and it's out. It's probably out now while you're listening to it, so go find it. Still not as we'd imagined, but it's a song for you guys, and we want you to have it. It's with the deepest sadness that I confirm once again that we as Easy Life will be playing our final shows this week. Perhaps our case will help provoke a dialogue around legal reform and justice being available to all. However, I fear such conversations will fall on deaf ears. Who knows what will happen next? Every storm runs out of rain eventually. Thanks again for your support, Easy Life.
Sad.
And yeah, it's really sad. And I think we are Music Shack podcast, but like that case, everything that's happened with them goes beyond music. It's like it said in the letter, it's about how unfair our justice system is. And I really think that, like, I really hope that we might just be a small voice, a small podcast, but I think it's really important that whatever message you can spread, you do.
Yeah. And as hard as it is, just kind of, like, these things happen all the time, so just let people know you're disappointed in these things, and speak how you feel, because, like, something, this
you might think you're a
spark
small voice online.
Yeah.
But like, you saying something and giving a company bad press, or like, can make some part of a difference into something happening. You talking to your local MPs and being like, if you live in the UK, and being like, this is something that I saw that made me really upset. I would like reform. Those things are really important. Voting in elections, like, not to be like political, obviously, but like, at the end of the day, those things matter, and they can help, and hopefully that, like it said, like, hopefully that some part of this will help lead to some legal reform for these kinds of cases.
We've seen it countless times. Like, the arts are like some of the, and it's always the same, but they're one of the most funded like departments, and a lot of these cuts that come in are to do with arts, and it's crazy how something so special to so many people can be seen as something so little by others. And it's like, what, like, do you not enjoy, like, do you not feel something when you listen to music? I don't know, it's really strange, and it's it's sad, and it is like a very like somber like tone, but it's something so serious. I don't know, it
sucks. And I think that you're so right. I think a lot of people don't understand, and I think if you're listening to this podcast, you probably do understand, but a lot of people don't understand how, like, music can save people's lives, how bands and artists in general can be places and people for places and people that people can go to when they need, like, some kind of, relief in their life. They help connect people from all over the world. They help make people feel less alone through their music, and it's just a name, but at the end of the day, like they said, they're still gonna have to go through like legal mediation process, and some of their music will likely still be delayed because of this. And it, like, it's not just about them, it's about all of their fans, it's about the community that they've made through their music. And yeah, I think it's gonna be different now, and that sucks. But I don't know what else to say, but thank you for listening to us talk about it.
Yeah, it is very somber note. I don't know if I can maybe bring some hype. I don't know.
Yeah, go for it.
New music Friday.
Meow, 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 meow.
Ooh, like that. It's
Yay.
really hard to even.
Woo! New Music Friday.
Yeah, woo, right. I know there's a lot of like at least people that can overlap with like Gracie and Maisie that really are into Holly Humberstone. And
Yes.
their project Paint My Bedroom Black is out tonight, like Friday.
Tonight.
Yeah. So you have
So
that.
exciting.
You have 23 by Baby Queen. You have Boygenius's The Rest EP out tonight as well as
Trust Exercises by easylife.
Who's that? Sorry, I don't know that band.
Sorry, I don't know that name. What do you mean? What
do you mean the insurance company?
Wait, what do you mean the EasyJet company? You mean the one that I take my holidays on? They're releasing a song.
But they'd be lucky to have a song that sounded that good.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, there's probably some other ones. I think but there is.
We're probably forgetting something, but today is a big day for music, and you should listen to it.
Yeah, you should. And then next week we'll probably have more information on the Good Witch Deluxe stuff. If you want to hear the snippets, join Maisie's Discord.
Join the Discord. It's so fun, and you might even see me there. Whoa.
Yeah, Ray's important. Ray's big time.
I'm important. Sure. But yeah, there's 6 snippets there, and it's really exciting. So if you haven't heard the snippets, you should definitely do that. I think that's it. I think we're nearing the end. Next week we will talk about the Eras Tour movie and all of that new music. Well, not all of it. We will talk about some of it, and songs we liked, songs we didn't like, all of that, as we always do. Anything else?
No, I when we were just talking about the Easy Life stuff, I was on scrolling through Twitter looking at it, and I think that I've not seen from the premiere yesterday is someone asking Taylor for photos, and Taylor just says, "You see that redhead? She'll tell me what to do." Like shouting at Tree. I don't know why it's
so funny. That is so funny.
But I mean, there's gonna be so much fun next week. We did take a break, but I think we're quite I mean, we're gonna be doing that whenever we have to, but hopefully a lot more consistent with new things coming out as well.
Lots of fun, and you are seeing Maisie next week too. Yeah. Potentially. I don't know if that'll be before or after we record, but if it's after we record, we will talk about it then.
It'll be Tuesday, I think, so it'll probably be after we record.
After we record. Okay, then we'll talk about the next week. You know what?
So much to look forward to. That's all I'm saying.
So much to look forward to. Okay.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Look after yourself. Goodbye.